All right, today we are diving into something truly fascinating, how AI is learning to master our most human trait, language. We're going to break down the powerful tools that let machines read, write, and, believe it or not, actually understand what we mean. So let's get right into it.
Just think about it for a second. Every email you write, every customer review you scroll through, every single voice command you give your phone, it is all language. So how on earth does a computer make any sense of this huge, messy, unstructured world of words? Well, that is the big question, and we're about to answer it.
And the answer really lies in these amazing toolkits. We're going to be looking at Microsoft's Azure AI Language services, which you can think of as a prepackaged box of AI brains, each one specifically designed to work with language.
So what is this stuff exactly? Well, it's a cloud service that comes packed with incredibly powerful AI models that are already trained. Now, this is a total game changer because it means you don't need to be a data scientist to build apps that can understand language. All the really heavy lifting, it's already been done for you.
Okay, so let's start with one of the most common jobs for these AIs, figuring out what a piece of text actually means. This is all about looking past the words on the screen and finding the hidden meaning and data inside. First up, we've got sentiment analysis. This is how an AI can read a sentence like, "The battery life on this new phone is absolutely amazing," and instantly get the emotional vibe, right? Is this person happy? Are they upset? Or are they just stating a fact? Boom. It can immediately classify that as positive feedback.
But this is where it gets really, really cool. The AI doesn't just give you a simple thumbs up or thumbs down. No, it gives you a confidence score. So for that phone review, it might come back and say, okay, I am 85% sure this is positive. And that little bit of nuance is incredibly valuable when you're trying to figure out what your customers are really thinking.
Next up is something called Named Entity Recognition, or NER for short. The easiest way to think about this is like a magic digital highlighter. The AI just scans through any block of text and automatically picks out all the important bits. We're talking people, organizations, locations, even specific dates. It's a ridiculously fast way to find the who, what, and where in any document.
So why does any of this matter? Well, with these tools, you can automatically sift through thousands of customer reviews to find trends. You can categorize news articles the second they're published. You can instantly flag an angry customer's email so a support agent can jump right on it. You can even find and protect sensitive personal information. It's all about turning messy text into smart, actionable insights.
Understanding text is one thing, but just dealing with the sheer amount of it, that's a whole other challenge. So now let's look at the tools that are designed to help us tame that information overload.
When it comes to summarizing text, AI has two main tricks up its sleeve. The first is called extractive summarization. This one is pretty straightforward. It just finds and pulls out the most important sentences directly from the original text. But the second one, abstractive summarization, now this is where things get really advanced. It reads the entire document, understands the core ideas, and then writes a brand new, short summary in its own words, just like a person would.
And the value here is just massive. Imagine getting the gist of a 100-page legal contract in just a few seconds, or being able to pull the key findings from a super dense medical report. This kind of technology saves a huge amount of time and lets people focus on what's actually important.
Of course, sometimes the problem isn't how much text there is, but what language it's in. This toolkit also has an incredibly powerful translation service that works with over 100 languages. And the key thing here is that it's not just swapping words, it's focused on preserving the original meaning and the context. All of a sudden, those language barriers just start to melt away.
So far, we've been talking all about written text. But what about the spoken word? Let's shift gears for a minute and look at how AI is learning to both listen and talk.
It really all boils down to two main technologies. First, you have speech-to-text, which is basically the AI's ear. It listens to someone speaking and writes down what they say. Then you have the flip side, text-to-speech. And you guessed it, that's the AI's mouth. It takes written text and turns it into natural, human-sounding audio. And you are using this tech every single day, probably without even thinking about it. It's the magic inside your smart speaker, it's how your phone's voice assistant works, but it also does things like automatically transcribe your work meetings, create vital accessibility tools that read screens aloud, and even analyze thousands of customer service calls.
Okay, so we've seen all the amazing things these tools can do, which naturally leads to the next question. How hard is it to actually use them? And maybe more importantly, how do you pick the right tool for the job?
Well, getting started is surprisingly simple. It's basically a three-step process. First, you set up the language service in Azure. Second, you copy a special security key. You can think of it like a password that lets your app talk to the service. And third, you use what's called an SDK to connect everything to your application. And that's pretty much it. You can be analyzing text almost right away.
So how do you choose? Well, for very specific focused tasks, like finding all the names in a document or translating some text, the specialized, traditional NLP services are perfect. They're fast and super accurate. But for more creative, open-ended jobs, like writing a whole new FAQ based on a report or building a really flexible chatbot, that's when you turn to a generative AI model, which is built for creating brand new content from scratch.
So, wow. We've covered a ton of ground, haven't we? From an AI that can understand the emotion in our words to giving machines a voice of their own. It really does all point to a future where the way we interact with technology becomes a lot more natural, a lot more human.
And that leaves us with one last big question to chew on. As AI gets better and better at using language, our most fundamental tool for creating and connecting with each other, what does that mean for us? What kind of new doors does that open? And what new responsibilities do we need to think about? It's definitely something to consider. Thanks for joining me.